What? Okay. Greetings, folks. Good evening. Hello. How are you? How's your brain? Mine is annoyed because I just fired up OBS and it had miraculously changed its settings again. Thank you, OBS. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, if you tuned in for the first 2 seconds, you'll realize that it's non existent. I don't really have a massive plan for the stream tonight. I had a few ideas. I was going to do maybe a sound-alike at some point and be like, hey, let's recreate a famous tune completely from scratch without the use of any samples or anything like that. That stuff's always a fun time. But then, of course, is the question of what tune? I'm thinking something classic techno like Inspector Norse or something like that. That would be a lot of fun. But anyways, other than that, what was I gonna do? This was the thing that I was gonna search a little bit, just to see what kind of weirdness was in here. Hey, what's up, Cashmere? Kind of glad you popped in today. I listened to not your entire album, but at least the first, 4 tracks. So, yeah, I'm tired too, man. I had a weird night last night. Like, couldn't get to sleep, still up at like 3 a.m., and then my brain just woke up at like 7. Just was like, okay, da, 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 da. And yeah, no. So, oh well. Life goes on. Now, what if we change this? Like, go full on, like, trance tempo kind of thing. Yeah, I was gonna say, I really dug your stuff, man. Mix quality seemed it was okay, you know. It wasn't bad. It didn't sound, like crappy and amateur, how some stuff tends to. Like you get like, hey man, listen to my song, and it sounds like it was recorded in like a cardboard box, like using a potato with a wire sticking out of it. I mean, I don't know what you use for mastering. Like, I honestly, you could just run it through Ozone and probably be done. And I don't know. Like, I got the creator, the music makers pack or whatever. See, here's the thing, right? So at my studio, I have a studio. This is just home, like, because of COVID and stuff. So I have a studio and I have a nice set of Atom monitors and a subwoofer, and I had an old TV. It was like a 48-inch 1080p screen, so I have this giant monitor there, which is just the best thing ever. And that's like ideal. You got to use that for mixing, but it's whatever you're used to. I mean, you look at all the engineers back in the day, and they all used like Yamaha NS10s, and the NS10 didn't sound that good. It had serious problems with it. But the thing is, everybody just got used to it. And kept using it, and then they would take them with them to different sessions and different studios and like that kind of thing. So I think honestly, it's whatever you happen to use. I have this dumb little Bluetooth speaker that has an aux in. It's like literally like this big. It's like a little triangle thing, and I use that sometimes to check a mix. Like if it can sound moderately decent from that, it's going to sound great on a good system. Like whatever. It can be a piece of crap. So I just like the content. I like the fact that it was like kind of like modern '90s prog sounding, and then all of a sudden it was like trance, and I was like, what? That was pretty cool. Pretty interesting blend. So yeah, thumbs up. I should finish listening to it at some point. But I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I'm just gonna. Hey, it's Bobby. What's going on, man? I'm gonna check out. Nostromo because I haven't, because I'm a slug. I am a slug in human form. I just thought I'd fire through some presets at first, just to keep it kind of simple. See what this thing can do. Weird. A Star Wars fan movie. Do you use like orchestral stuff for that, or you're purely synthy? This is a really interesting, weird sound. I don't know what this synth does. Be honest, like I really don't know how this thing works. Which is probably an okay thing. Surge? No, I don't have it. I'm gonna just go ahead and go out on a limb and say that there's no way that anybody can keep up with all the plugins that are out there, and I don't really feel badly about that. Everybody in my channel yelled at me until. Oh yeah, well, free. I always perk up at that. Everybody in my channel yelled at me until I got Serum. Surge VST. Surge synthesizer GitHub. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, it's an open source thing. Interesting. And it looks like it takes MPE also, which is cool. Not that Reason does, but, Yeah, I'm kind of thinking more spacey ambient kind of thing tonight, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see. This is really weird. It's also really quiet. Is this the master volume? Yes. Plugin Boutique? Is that like a free site? Because there's also VST for free. Geez, that was good. I just wrote the most hilarious thing instead of Plugin Boutique. Oh, so it's a big store thing, isn't it? Interesting. And there's a whole thing of free stuff too. Man, y'all gonna make me friggin' broke. Yeah, there's so much out there. There's so much. I just went on the Reason store today and I was like, I've never really looked for like free stuff. And there's a lot of random little utilities and CV utilities that are very limited use for me personally. Unless I get some CV to like computer modules and stuff for my modular synth, which is, maybe in the future. But like I don't know. There's a lot of random and weird cool shit. In fact, let's test something. I got a weird thing today. I'm gonna throw this guy in there, and I'm gonna reset it, piano, and then I'm gonna stick this guy, pipeline pressure control. It's like it's supposed to sound like the sound is coming through pipes. So obviously without it. And then with it. Oh, so it's like a reverb. This is free too, by the way. Yeah. The little light comes on. It's so strange. Weird. Okay, so most of these are really strange. Yeah, but maybe not the finest quality. Like it seems really gritty and strange. That's kind of cool. Weird. what's weird is all of these have like a gate at the end, which is kind of unfortunate. Like it's like they ran out of convolution time or something. It's really strange. Well, this was free, so I'm not going to complain too loudly. Yeah, Reason loads any VSTs. The only thing compatibility that's weird is it doesn't do VST3. It does 2 and 4. And then the way they work is these things called rack extensions, and rack extensions are basically their version of a VST. So they're more stable, less CPU intensive in theory, unless it's, I don't know. I have one synth that's like more CPU intensive and it annoys the shit out of me. I find that any Mellotron that sounds like crap sounds good, because the Mellotron sounded like crap. And the only reason that we have it, like, we hold it firmly in our hearts, is because it was used in so many good things, and it was heavily produced and engineered. So I mean, like EQ, reverb, all of that happy stuff, it'll make it sound good. But like, you just listen to the raw samples on like any kind of Mellotron, it sounds like shit. Kind of, that's just how it was made. So I've got a few of them. It's nice. Yeah, I've got an i9 9900. My studio computer is an i7. It's an older i7, 6700, I think. But it's still running strong. I mean, like I said, the only thing that breaks my CPU usage is this thing. This where is it? This Respire, the Spire synthesizer. This thing is ridiculous. It adds like 40% CPU usage. I'm like, that's badly programmed. So, like, boo on them. Okay. I want to see something here. Let's see what, like, kind of lead sounds are, or pads. Pads, maybe. That's really interesting. I like how it's got that little high, like, beep, 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 little sample and hold kind of thing. Okay, so this is what? What is this whole thing here? This is some kind of, like, spectral wavetable. What? And then this is kind of like how it moves through it. Wave sweep. And then where's the volume level? This guy. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, I think this synth is a very, very, very powerful and deep synth, and I just haven't explored it. I think it's very unique in structure and how it and like everything. Of course, I don't know that. A good amount of filters, you know, decent amount. Wow. Okay. Good assortment there. Two filters, delay, reverb, chorus, standard kind of stuff. Oh, compressor, not chorus. Yeah, that was the name of the ship in the black hole, wasn't it? Not to be confused with the Rocinante. On my ship, the Rocinante, screaming through the atmosphere. Oh, from The Expanse? Is that what you guys are talking about? Yeah, me too, actually. Me too, and not that long ago. I think right when the COVID stuff was starting, like February, March. I just took a chance and I was like, this could be really cheesy because sci-fi, man, it's so easy to do bad sci-fi, and it's not. It's really good. Well, the cool thing is they have a weird version of this that's completely randomized called the Rostronomo or something. Here, Rostnomo. Okay, so this is like the same thing, except here, random. There. Random. So you remember, it was about a month ago, and I had the evolution sequencer and the Rostnomo thing, and I was just like completely random, like generative music. Theoretically, you shouldn't. Okay, then let's do this thing here. Let's get a nice gentle tempo, 72-ish, something like that, and do a thing. This guy. No, 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 no. Stop it. Yeah, you gotta do that. Yep, pull it in and out at a medium pace. So if we put this on like that, and then we just hit go. C minor. Sure, why not? Let's do that. Except I just want chord tones. I don't want other stuff. Sounds like a nice ambient soundscape to me. Who you talking about, me? You know I'm a prog rocker. We talked about this the first time you popped in. And I played Firth the Fifth for you. Can't believe you don't remember. Just kidding. Okay. Let's find another one. Let's get another one. Oh, wait, you can just do this now. I learned this today. Hold control and just... Oh, there you go. Copy. Okay, except this guy is going to go at a completely different, like, pace. This one was 5-3-2, so let's make it 1-2-2. And then we'll just do, like, interference and stuff. Yeah, it's okay. You're probably under the influence of drugs. I think we're all about the same age in this channel. That's the funny thing. I find that sort of hilarious. Like, I don't know. It's weird. You know, I'm 48. Most of the people in this channel are like the same. It's funny. You're 25? Really? I think you're lying. But I don't remember. Yeah, I know you're lying, because you've mentioned it before. Okay. Random. There. What does this one sound like now? Hey, it's Colin. Are you really 53? I thought you were in your 40s also. Most people don't lie up. This sound is very, very underwhelming. What's confusing is if you're in YouTube or Twitch and you're not seeing the other half of the conversation, you know, that's kind of a problem. And this is a really anticlimactic sound. It's just kind of like, it sounds like somebody eating a banana. Yeah. What, you can't hear that? Come on. I knew that was going to happen. Well, Colin is in the YouTube channel, and he's 53. So I'm 48, you're 47, you're 40, he's 53. Like, it's a pretty tight grouping there, I'm seeing. I just go straight C minor on this one. That's pretty cool. Now, the question is this: how does this repeats thing work? But you can limit the note range, right? So it puts it in a random note, and then density. And then the interference is how those three numbers interact on each of these axes. So these axes are like how many notes per thing there is. So like if I change the 1 and I put it at like 4, and you can see. So now there's 4 notes over the course of this whole thing. Or like each... it's hard to explain. It's weird. So, like, now you're dividing up 16 steps into 5 parts or whatever, or each note or whatever is 5 16th notes long. I think in this case 8th notes. So if I put this down at 16th notes, okay. So like, if I put it at 1, then it's every single one, and then it mathematically determines like a relationship between these, and it comes up with the resultant rhythm down here. All right, so this is a weird thing. It's super cool though. If you random, yeah. All right, well, that's kind of cool. There's our rhythmic percussion-ish track. Really should just keep all of these open. Oh, I don't even need the sequencer. Who cares? Click blips. What's this one? Pew! Alright, well, let's turn the density way down on the pews. Otherwise, it's going to get super obnoxious. Yep, take it easy, man. I went to the studio today, actually, and played with my modular for a while and did some stuff. Kind of felt good. Kind of felt like I needed to have the modular back here. But, I don't know. Or I just need to get a webcam over there and start streaming from that place. So, we'll see. What else does random patches? I don't think anything really does. I think Subtractor does, actually. Can you... What was I looking at? There was something that was like randomized patch or something on another synth. It's not clearly not this one. Well, I'll have to put that out there to the collective. What other synths randomize their patches? Okay, so we're going C minor. Should really do C harmonic minor. Scary. Crystal? I don't know that one either. I swear, I don't have any plugins compared to some people. Literally, I have nothing. Okay, now what if we change the rate on this? Ooh. Pre-synth ancient. Wow, that sounds extremely old. Ho, 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 ho. Me so funny. Bet you can guess what I'm going to do tonight. Spend money. There was a glitch in my paycheck coming from my school. They're supposed to send them out, every 2 weeks. They just direct deposit a check because I'm a salaried teacher, right? And they sent like 5 checks at once. And I'm really confused by that. Why does this keep playing a C sharp? Oh, I guess it's playing a B. Oh, because it's like harmonic minor. So that's getting the B. This is really weird. Variation. I don't know what these do. That's one thing I don't really know. Yeah. Well, Plugin Boutique, you just introduced me to that, so thanks. Oh, I also found a cool thing today, which is there was an article in Keyboard Magazine back in like 1983. Oh, 87. Close enough. These are Brian Eno's patches on the DX7, and I was wondering if one could translate those to the PX7, like directly. Just an interesting thought. Might be kind of cool to try. So... Oh, and I wanted to mention, the next time I stream, I want to either do a sound-alike. In other words, I make a song that sounds as much like the original as possible. Or I do a user-submitted stuff. So, like, tell me what the tempo is, tell me what the key is, give me the notes of a loop or something, and I just assemble a song from that. Yeah, I guess Eno is still using the DX7. I guess he's one of the few people that just mastered that thing and can just I can make any sound on it. Like, it's interesting. This is weird. What else did I get today? I got like an LFO, I thought. Where is that? No? Is it considered an effect? You know what? Let me double check and make sure that I actually got that. Rack extensions, right? Oh no, I guess I didn't. I just got this delay. Alright, well that's fine. I looked at a couple of LFOs that were free. Dude, you want to figure that song out? Talk to me. My ear is on crack. I mean, it's only 4-chord pop. It's 1, 6, 4, 5. And whatever key you feel like. Girls just want to have fun. Boom, boom. You know, that's not going to help. It's an F sharp, G flat. Easy peasy. F sharp or G flat. G flat to E flat minor to B to C sharp. And then they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have. Easy peasy. 4 chords. 4 chords that made a million. What was this thing doing? I don't think this was doing anything. Oh, I remember. I was going to do a Pulsar LFO and throw that on the levels of these guys. If I can. Has to go into here. To level CV in. And then throw the other one into the other one. Nope. Okay. And then this could be like the LFO2 to LFO1 rate. So this LFO could affect the other one a little bit. You know what would be interesting is to hook this up to a subtractor or like any kind of like mono synth with, let's use the Legend, to hook it up to that and let it actually play like a really long monophonic solo with like, you know, like a sine wave lead kind of a thing. I don't know. I'll let you know when I've encountered it. So, wait, no. 5/16. What? That'd be super weird. Actually, it'd be kind of interesting. I wanted a longer time, though. Like a quarter note, and then like... Oh, I don't know. Make it like a 32-note sequence. Or something weird, like 40. There, 42. Answer to life, the universe, and everything. Crank these guys up a little bit so that it plays a little bit higher. Tone down the velocity. Oh, actually, this thing doesn't velocity sense unless you program it. So, C minor. Let's do harmonic minor. 0 repeats. Okay, now. See, that's kind of what I was looking for, but like way slower. So this should be like that or something. Like even slower, and then each of these envelopes should last like super long time. Now let's like get a little vibrato going. I'm like, duh. Where's my LFO? Modulation. Pitch. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. So filter, mixer, blah, 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 blah. Controls, mod mix. Noise, oscillator. Come on. Do your thing. I assume we have to turn that on. Might be a little much. Let's put it in unison mode. There we go. Little shark tooth mode. Yeah, this is really, really quiet. It's weird. That's because I didn't have anything going through the filters. Like a noob. Interesting. Okay, but like... Yeah, this is weird. You guys ever listen to Brian Eno on Land? It's like, what was it, from 86 or something like that? 87, one of the ambient albums. It was all just like soundscapes. It wasn't even music. I remember listening to it. It was weird in a couple of ways. First of all, I got it on tape. And the tape had the same thing on both sides. It was really strange. So you listen to the whole album and then flip the tape over and listen to the whole album again. It's really weird. But man, there was this track on there called Shadow, and it like I listened to it literally with the lights out on my headphones, dark and stormy night, like lightning and all kinds of stuff. And there's this like scary, weird sound that comes in, and it sounds like there's like an old witch in the room, and she's gonna like carve out your liver and like sacrifice you to her demon lord, you know, familiar or something. Um, and you just hear this weird like moaning noise, and it's the freakiest thing. And it was years later, and I was looking at the album at the credits, and there's a credit on there for Mark Cherig playing cornet, and it just hit me. I was like, oh, he's like playing cornet and like smacking his lips and like just like half valve stuff where you make the thing just kind of go and like yeah, it was the weirdest thing, man. Yeah, exactly, Colin. Colin says this has to have time, but it's hard to determine until time is spent with it to determine whether it's good or not. Like yeah, like the randomized music thing or the evolution sequencer, kind of the same thing. Like, eh, you could do this for 10 hours and never come up with like good ideas. Like, you might come up with like an okay idea, but you never know. What I was going to look for though was why is my keyboard not controlling Reason right now? It's really weird. What? Oh, it's because I was in the search window. That's why. That makes sense. I was gonna look for ambiances. Yeah, see, I don't know his vaguely later stuff. Not not nearly as well as the earlier stuff. Okay, so this is what loop supply, and it's all just like drums and sounds. Okay. Um. So the question is there a like effects? Is there like an ambiances effect? I bet you there isn't. What if we search? I don't know what that is. Let's find out. You know what would be really good for this? I have a refill that I got years ago. Come on, D drive, dummy. I've mentioned it before. It's this guy. It's called Bitword Wavefront. And it's like, it's all NNXT and NN19 stuff, which of course for me is kind of like, oh, I don't really like that. But man, it's got some really cool sounds in it. Um, like there's your ambience. And the names of the patches are the greatest thing ever. A number called color. Wow, that's deep. Let's hear a number called color. That's cool. Scary. There's our winner. And then we do the same exact thing. We throw one of these guys on there. But we're going to put this at like, I don't know, whole notes? That guy? Whole measure of 4/4? And then we can make it pretty long. Maybe? I don't know if that really matters that much. Kind of keep it low. C minor. Not that it matters, because this is a non-pitched sound. What do we got in here? We got 3 NN19s. Seriously, Reason? Why haven't you revamped your samplers? Like, ditch this thing. Crank up the release time on that guy. And this one, we're going to stick through the Valhalla Supermassive. Crank it up and just let it float into the universe. Let's take a look at that. That's nice. By the way, we can test this. We can just do this. Create audio track. Input. It's automatically on there. And then we just put that audio track through the Supermassive. And now, it should be... Oh, I have to turn the monitor on. Hello? Wait, what? Oh. Cool. That's a really weird preset. And then, like, regular... Oops, wrong one. Gunk, gunk, gunk. Check. Yeah, it's my reverb tester. The only thing is I'm actually getting mic feedback because it's getting it from 2 different sources right now. Because I have to turn on the monitor. If I turn that off, see, now I don't get effects on my voice. Because, boo. That's just the way it works. It's the way my hardware is wired up, essentially. Yeah, so unfortunately, but it's a good place to kind of just get a quick test. Like, you just turn monitor on, turn the effects on, just be like, hello. And you can kind of hear the reverb and stuff. So the Valhalla, the Supermassive is, hey. That's weird and really not what I was looking for, but that's okay. Presets, echoes, mod, reverbs, SFX. Oh, I like the sound of that. Forever Verb. Definitely like the sound of that. Let's check it out. Testing. Bart Simpson with the megaphone chain. Testing. 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 Rings around the world. What does that sound like? Check one. Oh, that's kind of cool. Check. Okay, let's leave it on that one then. And then delete this. And then that guy needs to get some EQ. I'm going to low pass filter it and just like... give me that low, warm, glowing, warming glow. Okay, I have to go into each of these now. I'm going to turn up the attack time. Oh, can't really get much higher up than that one. And then we can turn the density down on this. And maybe like change one of these numbers to like, I don't know, like maybe like 4 or something. You'll probably hardly notice this voice because it's so freaking slow. But it's nice. Print it. We have ourselves an ambient album. Just have to act really, really confident, like a really confident hipster. This is my new ambient soundscape. I made it on my MacBook while sitting in a Starbucks. I think it conjures forth sounds of loss and regret. No regrets. Yeah. So this is really interesting. I mean, it's not awful. Is it this thing? Oh, that's that. It's the click blips. No, that one's okay. That's the one that's way too frickin' loud. Pew. Okay. I have an idea. Let's use that new thing. This is the thing we were talking about. So we can use that weird pipe thing and see what that sounds like. See, this makes sense, by the way. It's the same people who made the Mars Peaks. The strangely hard to understand reverb. That actually sounds really good. I like it. It's just... Oh, see, that's cool. That's pretty awesome. So let's take it off of this stuff up here. And then maybe... what I really wanted to do, though, is... let's use the Selig. By the way, these guys, if you hold Shift and you move them, they will rewire themselves in that order, which is nice. Usually when you hold Shift and you drag something new in, it doesn't wire itself. But if it's an effect in a combinator like this, you hold Shift and it will rewire itself in the order that you pull it into. Super useful for like, oh, I really needed a compressor at the start of my signal chain. Well, let's unplug everything now and bash my head against a wall a few times for good measure. Let's do that. So your reason shortcut of the day. There it is. It's a good one, too. Okay, so what I want to do is this, roll these puppies way off, like that. And then this guy. What's cool about this is you can solo each band. So you can, like, just hear, like, band 4 when it decides to play. Hello? Hello? Okay, that's weird. Top tip. Yep. It's an okay tip. It's a decent one. I learned that on a Reason live stream. I forget who the guest they had on there. This thing is like massively getting delayed by this pipeline thing. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to check out was the this guy, the kilohertz delay. It's like it's just a basic delay, I think. Let's do that and that. Okay, so we can do units. Then, oh, I see. 5 seconds, not bad. That through that. Let's see what we got. Needs more reverb. Definitely needs more reverb. I have to say, I really liked the low rumbly stuff too. Let's turn that off and then turn one of these on and then just totally jack out the middle completely here. Just totally, just nuke it. 2 and 1. No, that ain't gonna work. We need to change that there algorithm. Wait, that ain't gonna work either, dang it. I got the wrong algorithm. Okay, fine be that way. This is really what we needed anyways. Yeah. And then, like, I do wish that display was just a little bit bigger on this one. Okay, that's a little more like it. And then this guy we can kind of counteract. Ooh, low rumbly. There we go. That's a sensible looking EQ curve right there. Hell, we might as well get band 3 into the mix here. There we go. There. Now what's interesting is you can actually use like CV and stuff to change the bandwidth and everything on this, or the the frequencies and stuff. So you can like literally play this EQ, which is kind of cool. Like it actually has gates and notes and stuff. You can give it a gate and a note CV. Which is interesting because, here we have this this thing, and it's giving out notes. We should just do that. Note CV. What's it going to control? Or is it going to control? Note sequencer control. What's it controlling, though? We really want like 4, right? This band. Is it going to... Is it going to do its thing? I don't even know. Yeah, this is a nice EQ, but as you can see, I don't 100% know how to use it yet. Also, the tape saturation. Like, what's this? What does this do? You can't change anything. So what does this do? I don't understand. Like, that doesn't do anything. Saturator on. That's all it says. And that's it. So, like, and if you change this stuff, nothing happens in there. But you can do mid-side, which is actually really cool. So, makes me happy. Is the saturator like on the back or something? It's got glide? No. Maybe it needs a gate signal too or something. It's not gonna work normally. Okay, I heard that work. See, there it goes. It's working. It's got the note on signal and stuff. Cool. Learn something new every day. However, what's the deal with the frickin' saturation here? What? Yeah, he doesn't do anything. Ah, jeez. That's not doing anything. Is this doing anything? No. Harmonics control? No, that's not doing anything. We fine tune anything? No, that's just EQ. So drive the filters. It is a mystery. But it's interesting. This would be the kind of thing that you dump to a sample or something. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, we were doing this. This thing already sounds better. What I really wanted was this guy going to the amp. Okay, LFO1, destination, amp volume. And then like way slow. Oh, hey, Advancer. What's going on? It's different. The evolution is like purely like math nerd based. Here, I'll take you through it if you wish, because it's interesting. Quad note generator is cool and all, but it doesn't quite have the geek potential, I would say. Let's do something really, really basic. And let's get back to that guy later. Okay, so if we have basic patch, bonk, all right, throw on the quad note generator. Like, okay, you have control over stuff, right? So if you do this mono high, I just had a thought, by the way, could you control the quad note generator with an evolution? That would be weird. So yeah, and then like global steps, and then obviously you've got variability, and you've got a scale that you can put it in, and so on. I don't know if you can, to be completely honest. So you have your bass key, you have the plus and minus and stuff like that, right? which is nice. This is the thing. It is a thing that exists. But now here it is. It's this, and that's all. Obviously, this and programming. So, yeah, you can get some cool stuff. Sure. Okay, but evolution, I'm not saying that these are better or worse than each other. They're just different. Can you? Oh, yes, you can. You can have a player play another player. I don't know how that's going to work. You only have inputs for variations and stuff. Which you could certainly do with just randomization, but okay, let me do this. Let's kill this guy, and then I'll show you this. Okay, so first of all, you look at the red thing, right? And the red part up here is your kind of like a rhythm matrix, right? So let's say each step is a 16th note. So my top row, each of these things is 5 16th notes. So in other words, a note could happen there, or there, or there, there, right? So the more I increase that, the longer those things get. And then you actually can't even see them unless you take the number of steps and you crank it way up. Okay? Like to me, that's the nice thing. I'm going to put it at a nice even 64 steps, all right? And you see this guy go to like 13, and then the top totally spreads itself out, right? So what you can get then are these really interesting polyrhythmic, patterns. 4 to 3 to, I don't know, 9. That'd be interesting. And then this is like how it's going to calculate the different things. So that gives you interference between the first two, and then interference between 4, 3, and 9. And then the orange is the resulting rhythm. So you can see down here, like there's one long note, and there it is. There's a short note, there it is. Long note, there it is, and so on. Right? So this is all rhythm. And then here you've got the notes that it's going to play. So right now, and then the scale. So if we stick it in like harmonic minor. I will not claim 100% mastery of this thing, because the one thing I don't really know about is this little guy down here with the repeats. I don't know what that does. Man, I'm more and more a fan of Electric Panda stuff. I forget who it was that was telling me about it in the channel here, which is why I bought the Evolution, and that led me to a lot of their other stuff too. I already had the Nostromo because I got the synthetic rig a while back. Oh, it was you, Bobby? I thought it was. And it was either you or JoJo. Advancer's in YouTube right now. I got a few guys in Twitch also because I'm doing a restream dual broadcast thing. So this is that. And if we were like, oh, hey, let's use that because it sounds really good, well, then you need the fucking Tal chorus. Here, the Goodner, which turns any subtractor to a Juno 106. Oh my god, it's so nice now. There we go. And then you can do weird stuff, like you can take random outs here and then put them into, I don't know, filter 1 frequency? And then just like turn down the mod potential for that. Yeah, well, if you notice, I'm using the Rust Nomo, which strips out all the controls, and it's only the random button, which is great. It's just purely a random synth. Yeah, so this is really weird. There's another thing that I have that I don't really use much, because every time I've used it, it just sounds horrifying, and it's this guy. I mean, it sounds like just a regular delay to me, but, you know, oh. D-Drive, waking up. Oh, it actually woke up fast. Oh man, why did I search? Ugh. Yes, the Rust Nomo is free. At least it was. I don't know if it still is. I had a moment of panic today because I went to my studio and one of my goals there was... Yeah, dude, I was looking at the meter too, and that's really nice because it's a Lufs meter, which is great. Like, I don't have that. But I went to the studio today. One of my goals was to download all of the VSTs and stuff, and all the REs that I have here, and get everything updated over there. Start spending more time there and stuff, and eventually stream from there. Yeah, so I went there. And it was kind of cool because I had a moment of panic that, like, some of the stuff that I had gotten at home was no longer free, but that actually wasn't the case. Everything that I had that was like a special offer like a month ago was still free. And, yeah, it made me happy. Filtered feedback wrong. Okay. Well, what I need to do is when I download stuff, like the Valhalla Supermassive, like I should download that and throw it on my Google Drive so that I always have it. But I don't know. That wasn't a limited time thing. I think that's just free. They're like, here, take it. So, this is weird. Interesting. This is a really complex delay. It was 3 separate delay lines. Yeah, the Rust Nomo is still free. I had an enhanced cookie this evening, and that certainly helps things a little bit. So yeah, quad node generator versus the Evolution, they're different. It's hard to even compare them. Like, they're kind of similar in that they just generate notes, but yeah, like the Evolution is much more like I said, like math nerd. And then you can put in whatever you want for the seed. So you completely redo the seed or randomize it, and it changes everything here, which is kind of neat. And then you can have seeds saved and then go back to them, and then have you know, have that as your track, could select that particular thing. So there's a lot of finessing that you can do. Velocity levels, you can modify them and kind of like here you can min max them. Um, yeah, so it's really interesting. This guy actually needs to go. Hey, let's throw it through the Valhalla Supermassive. See what happens. See, I don't like that delay. I was hoping for something much more. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Oh, I have an idea. Oh, yeah. Let's put it through the Polar. Yeah, the Polar. Which has the capability of turning anything into a insane, weird, I don't even know, long shimmer delay. Polar, how I love thee. Yeah, that's right. 3,000 combinators. Well, here's the combinators, and it's why there's so many, because they're designed to go along with all of these different synths. So you're just like, oh, PX7, grab a combinator, and there's the seed and like all of that. Yeah. Lock button. That's because you need to get the fucking monopoly already. Or the Poly 6. One of the two. Oh, idea. Let's take second random here and put it onto the lock delay buffer. Okay, and now we need to put it through. It's a good idea. That's a very good idea. We need to put it through. Let's use that Rob Papin reverb. I like his stuff. If I can read and find it. I've got a few nice new reverbs, actually. There's that one. There's the TSAR, the ZAR 1. Mars Peaks. Actually, Mars Peaks would be good. Actually, if you want to hear the ZAR reverb, if I can fucking find it, Jesus. This is one of my bitches about Reason, is they need to have more of a categorization for things, effects especially. Yeah. Like, they could be all the way down the side here. And I know I can make them myself, I guess. I think you can just throw in a thing here and be like, create a whatchamajig, like create a list of some sort. Now I don't know if you can like store entire instruments in there. I don't think so. What if you did like, no, see, you can't. Oh yes, you can. See, you can make your own reverb list. Rename favorites. Just call it like reverbs, right? And now if I pull it out, it'll be like there, reverbs. Okay. And then you just find all of your reverbs and dump them in there. Bloink. I am brilliant. I amaze myself. There's that one. Probably missed one. That one. That one. I would count that pipe thing as a reverb, I suppose. Mars Peaks. Stupid pipe thing. That's right, I said it. Oh, the Dragonfly reverbs. I didn't get those. Okay, so then, pow, there's all my reverbs. What a good idea. Now, is that a good reverb for this? I don't know. This is not the fully featured Czar 1. That's their, like... That one's expensive, man. Softtube is expensive. Let's call it that. Yeah, I should have one of these for compressors also. Let's check out the Papin one here. Okay, Hall, space type. Hall Cave. I like the sound of that. And then it's got a distortion and an ensemble. Well, I've gotten the synthetic rig and the mix and mastering rig, and those give me a lot of soft tube stuff. They've got that one knob saturation thing that's free. That one's actually really nice. I like that little saturator. Yeah, the other day Jojo was in here and he was like, oh, did you see that $200 compressor? And I was like, Jesus, what? And it turns out I already had it. That was part of the mix and mastering rig. So, cool. So if we do this and then we type in comps, we'll call it compressors. Money on the dresser, call it a compressor. M class. Basic. I have too many freaking compressors. You know, I never use these. I'm not even going to put them in there. I kind of don't like them. Oh yeah, the Fritz granular engine. See, that thing is cool too. As a matter of fact, that's what I should be using right here instead of what's going on. But in the meantime, let me address my compressor hotkey here. Multi-band compressor, drive on the dresser. Yeah, I guess a leveler is kind of a compressor. It works. Compressors and limiters, throw them all in there. That guy. almighty Ott. Now, in the meantime, this thing. See, this has a randomized thing, too, which is super, super, super cool. I like that this is all coming from one sound. Let's slow everything down here. Oh, let's just brick wall that stuff. There we go. That's a little more like it. Let's bypass the polar. Yeah, so this thing is basically like a clouds, if you're familiar with the Mutable Instruments clouds at all. Yeah, now I just have to force myself to use the favorites lists. See, this thing can sound like a reverb. Very, very much so. It's not, but it can sound like it, like that. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff that's being LFO'd and weirded out. Okay, I killed it. I broke it. Or are there like no notes being generated? Yeah, this is all just a subtractor. I think I broke it. Weird. What did I do? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, subtractor all by itself is this. Really, we should do like that. And then even... I mean, if we wanted to make this better, we would... I would, like, I don't know, use Antidote or something like that and have some massive unison, like, thing. So, this thing has a delay, and it's got to fill up the delay buffer. I think that's why it's not completely seeming like it's working. I'm not giving it enough of a chance, maybe. I don't know. That's an interesting LFO shape. think I just got lucky and I found a bunch of randomized patches that actually worked. I don't know. I don't know. It's awfully strange. That's weird. I can imagine a guitarist having a lot of fun with this thing. Then you can be like, okay, LFO2, this guy needs to turn it up. See, you can do a freeze thing here too. Instant patification. In fact, random number 3. Trigger, no. CV1, left. All of this from a subtractor. Let's replace that. You do serum. I'll do serum. I'm not afraid of that. It's going to sound exactly the same right now, which is hilarious. Pardon me for a moment. Oink, oink. Some would say that that's like purity. Like, oh, the waves are much more pure. Seems accurate. This is the place that I think Serum kind of suffers a little bit. But to be completely honest, we don't really need it, because this. Yeah, then it just gets fucking obliterated. Okay, time for some Mars Peaks. Here's Mars Peaks. The Fritz granular engine? That thing? Yeah. That thing is super cool. Yeah, Pigment seems really interesting too. Seems like they're about on the same level, but I would put Expanse on an equal level. And honestly, maybe even the Nostromo, although its method of synthesis looks really, really different. So you probably can't really compare. I almost bought the Maya today. It's on sale. It's like $49 instead of $79 or something. I don't know. Okay. well, let's listen to a little Mars Peaks here. So here's the models. So if we put it on like a spring reverb. This seems like it's like feedback. I honestly don't even know what this stuff does. That's the thing. I really don't know. Rover. Let's put it on Rover. I don't know what that does. I did that with my girlfriend yesterday. I texted her, I had a wrong thing. I tried to correct it. That was also wrong. Like 4 messages in a row. And I finally was just like, I'm giving up. That's it. I can't type. Take it easy, man. It's already 7 o'clock. It's amazing how 4 or 2 hours flies by. But this does have like some actual like a decent amount of good patches, and then if you look at the models, like a lot of them are whatchamajigger, they're like Strymon reverbs and stuff. Okay, and then let's fire this guy back on. Yeah. Well, here's the entire thing. We start with the pew. I think all of this I could do on my modular at the same time, which is why I got it, you know, why I'm building it. Not quite as much variety with the effects. And then we have the Z. I hear it. There it is. That's still loud. Click blips. Strange, scary ambience. So my next stream is probably going to be Friday. So I need some ideas if I'm going to do a sound alike of like maybe some good ideas. My first thought again was Inspector Norse. And then I was like, maybe some like astral projection or something like that, like old school Goa. Like that would be cool. Try to redo that. That would be hard. I would not get through an entire like 8-minute song in a live stream, that's for sure. hears everything. Look at that ridiculous rack. Go home. I'm drunk. Cannot quite get all of them on screen at the same time. Damn. Yeah, what would be cool is to think of a mood. Like, do this again, but try to capture something with it, you know? Instead of just like, here, let's make it super spooky and weird and whatever comes out. Oh yeah, 7/1/20. Start a new series. Generative ambient music. Alright, well I'm gonna call it here. After I listen to this for another minute or so. Oh, good timing. Just in time for me to stop for the night. Sorry. I made this weird freak, though. It's not my fault. Hey, I hold to a pretty good schedule as far as time goes. Right around 5 to 7 Central Time is pretty much my standard thing. That's cool. We were just talking about the quad note generator, comparing it to the Evolution. Alright, well, yeah, the Evolution is the Electric Panda, like, mathematically generative sequencer. It's really, really weird and interesting. So, well, you could rewatch this live stream and watch me walk through it multiple times if you want. But thanks for joining me, everybody. Y'all have a fantastic evening filled with luxurious wonder and brain-expanding experience.